Less than 24 hours until Team USA's opening match at the home 2026 World Cup, and the entire country is literally on edge. This is the biggest moment in US soccer history. The United States has been placed in a highly competitive group with Paraguay, Australia, and Turkey. No easy games, but that's exactly what makes it thrilling. Every match will be a real test, and this squad has everything it needs to shine. Advancing from this group on home soil would be an incredible achievement. In this video, we break down the coach, the system, the key players, and a detailed tactical preview of all three opponents. Let's dive in. Let's be completely honest. For years, the US team suffered from severe tactical stagnation, trapped in a rigid, slow, horizontal possession system. They would recycle the ball between the center backs endlessly, racking up meaningless passing statistics, while opposing defenses comfortably sat in a low block and waited for us to make a mistake. It was passive. It was predictable, and it completely wasted the natural talents of this generation. Enter Mauricio Pochettino, the man who completely dismantled that old system. The core of Pochettino's master plan is structural flexibility. On paper, the team lines up in a traditional 4-3-3, but the moment the referee blows the whistle, that shape morphs into a dynamic three-back system. Watch closely during build-up play. Antonee Robinson will push incredibly high up the left flank, practically operating as a winger. To balance this, the right back tucks inside to form a temporary back three alongside the center backs, or Tyler Adams drops deep into the pivot space between them. Why does he do this? To create overloads. By pushing the fullbacks high, Pochettino forces opposing wingers to track back, dragging them out of their comfort zones and opening up the half spaces for Christian Pulisic to cut inside and create chaos. But the biggest shift is how this team defends. Pochettino has implemented a trigger-based gegenpressing. The USMNT no longer drops back into a mid-block when they lose the ball. Instead, they trap the opponent immediately upon turnover, using the touchline as an extra defender. This requires a terrifying level of physical fitness and a high defensive line, which exposes the center backs to long balls over the top, a massive tactical gamble. This is vertical, aggressive football. Pochettino realized that American athletes are genetically built for explosive transitions, high-speed tracking, and relentless pressing. He stopped trying to make the USMNT play like a slow European possession team and turned them into a high-octane physical machine. But against a disciplined side like Paraguay, this high-risk, high-reward system will face its ultimate test. Let's start with the undisputed focal point of this attack, Christian Pulisic, the elite inverted outlet. We are no longer talking about a young prospect with potential. Pulisic arrives at this World Cup as a refined, elite European forward, following his tactical evolution at AC Milan. Under Pochettino, Pulisic's role is highly specialized. He won't just be hugging the touchline waiting for the ball. Instead, he operates as an inverted winger, primarily starting on the left, but constantly drifting into the central half spaces. This movement is calculated. It drags the opponents right back inside, creating a massive vacuum on the flank for Antonee Robinson to exploit. Pulisic's elite trait is his progressive carrying and expected threat in 1v1 isolations. If Paraguay or Australia leave him isolated against a single defender, he will destroy them. He has become incredibly efficient at drawing fouls in dangerous areas, which will be the US primary weapon for unlocking stubborn low blocks through set pieces. Next up, Weston McKennie. If Pochettino's high press is the engine of this team, McKennie is the fuel. This guy doesn't do that passive, lazy midfield playmaking. He is a high-volume box-to-box monster. When we have the ball, watch out for his late runs into the box. While defenders are panicking trying to guard Balogun, McKennie sneaks in right at the edge of the 18-yard box. And his aerial ability? It's arguably America's biggest weapon against physical teams like Australia. But his real value is when we lose the ball. McKennie is Pochettino's ultimate defensive trigger. He suffocates passing lanes, wins every single second ball, and instantly launches vertical counterattacks. Listen, if McKennie gets overrun in the midfield, this entire system collapses. 3. Folarin Balogun, the channel runner. Now, who's actually finishing the chances? That's Folarin Balogun. He isn't a target man who's going to win long, boring aerial duels, and honestly, that's exactly why he fits this system perfectly. Balogun's entire game is about pure spatial intelligence. He lives on the shoulder of the last defender. His main job under Pochettino? Run the channels. He makes these relentless diagonal darts between the opponent's center backs and fullbacks. This constant movement stretches defenses to their absolute breaking point, creating massive gaps for Pulisic or Gio Reyna to exploit. It forces defenders to turn around and run toward their own goal. And that is exactly when Balogun punishes them with his lethal first-touch finishing. He is a ghost in the box, and defenses won't know he's there until the ball is in the back of the net. 4. The supporting cast, the tactical interlocking. But here is the best part. This isn't just a collection of talented individuals. This roster finally locks together like a puzzle. Look at the balance. You have Tyler Adams operating as the brick wall, a pure defensive destroyer, whose only job is to clean up messes and protect our high backline. Then you have the perfect contrast on the wings. Tim Weah brings raw, terrifying speed on the right touchline, while Gio Reyna acts as the high IQ playmaker, the ultimate X factor who can unlock a tight defense with one single, beautiful pass. For the first time in history, the US doesn't just have good players. We have a modern, aggressive European system where every single profile fits perfectly. Pochettino's hidden advantage is squad depth and unpredictability. While Pulisic and Balogun will be heavily marked, the US has dangerous wildcards ready to come off the bench. Malik Tillman, Brendan Aronson, and Kevin Paredes. These young, explosive players bring fresh speed, dribbling, and energy that can punish tired defenses in the second half. This depth could be the decisive factor in tight matches. Let's break down the opening match against Paraguay. Forget about a high-scoring blowout. This is going to be an absolute tactical grind. Paraguay brings that classic South American Garra Guarani, a relentless, physical fighting spirit. They are going to sit back in a deep, frustrating low block, likely a 5-4-1, daring the US to break them down. The danger here isn't sustained possession. It's the lethal transition. If the US commits too many bodies forward, Paraguay will punish them on the counter. Watch out for the blistering pace of Julio Enciso and Miguel Almiron, exploiting the spaces behind the US wingbacks. For Pochettino, the key to this game is patience. The US team cannot force risky passes through the middle. They need to use the width of the pitch, isolate Pulisic and Way in one-on-one situations, and wait for that one momentary lapse in the Paraguayan defense. It's a chess match, and discipline is everything. If Paraguay is a chess match, Australia is a heavyweight boxing bout. The Socceroos don't care about tiki-taka. They care about territory, intensity, and raw physical dominance. This is a team that thrives on disrupting your rhythm and making the game ugly. The biggest red flag for our team in this matchup? Set pieces. Australia boasts giants like Harry Souter, a 6'6" monster who turns every corner kick into an absolute nightmare. The US cannot afford to give away cheap fouls around the penalty box. Tactically, Pochettino's game plan has to be keeping the ball on the grass. You do not beat Australia in the air. The US needs to utilize rapid ball circulation, dragging those heavy Australian center backs out of position and attacking the half spaces with quick, decisive runs. It's going to be a brutal, bruising 90 minutes, and the midfield battle will decide the outcome. Finally, the group finale against Turkey. Make no mistake, this is the battle for the top spot. Turkey is the dark horse of this entire tournament, possessing a terrifying blend of elite technical ability and chaotic, unpredictable energy. And let's be real, with the massive Turkish diaspora in the States, this might feel like an away game for the US. The atmosphere will be absolutely deafening. Tactically, Turkey is incredibly dangerous. You have the maestro Hakan Çalhanoğlu, dictating the tempo from deep, and absolute wonder kids like Arda Güler and Kenan Yıldız operating between the lines. They will attack in waves. But here is the America's path to victory. Turkey leaves gaps in transition. This is where Pochettino's high press must execute flawlessly. Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie need to suffocate Çalhanoğlu, cut off the supply line to Güler, and force turnovers in the opponent's half. This won't be a chess match. This will be an end-to-end shootout, and the team that blinks first will drop points. This group is competitive and exciting, but this golden generation with Pochettino at the helm gives the United States a fantastic opportunity to advance and make a strong impression. The opening match against Paraguay will set the tone. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who will be the standout player for the US? Can we top the group? What are your expectations for these matches? Smash the like button if you're hyped, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We'll be covering every game in detail. This is America's moment. Let's make it unforgettable.